Well, it's the inaugural tournament. It is the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifiers, and it all culminates next week, the 4th of September, right here at the Kingswelethini Stadium. A very good and warm welcome to you. I'm Baliskiti, coming to you from, of course, Mlazi. As you can see, I'm wearing a jacket. It is freezing cold here, wet temperatures here. It's going to be a very interesting game of football. As you can even see, it is 13 degrees here in Mlazi, with rain said to be at 69%, but we did see that it might go all the way to 100%. So certainly it's going to be an interesting day of football, and goalkeepers are going to be very, very key in today's game, considering that they might be just a bit slippery. They might just lose the ball. Strikers have to be on their A game to catch those rebound balls. So certainly it's going to be very interesting today. But it is all about the Group A fixtures today, as we set our sights on two teams that are going into today's game in a must-win game. All 3 points are up for grabs, and this is how Group A started off. Double action ladies 3-0 up against Manzini Wanderers, and Mamelodi Sundowns a 6-0 hammering of Lesotho Defence ladies. And of course, now we are going into our second encounter of Group A fixtures. It is a must-win game, as we did say. So this is what it means for the Group A log. Sundowns sitting comfortably at the top with the double action firmly behind them, Manzini and the ladies, Lesotho Defence ladies team at the bottom. So to keep their hopes alive in this tournament, all 3 points are up for grabs for both of these teams. And so this is what we are building up to. As mentioned, the Lesotho ladies up against Manzini Wanderers, and Mamelodi Sundowns up against double action ladies, the ladies who took all 3 points in their opening encounter. So it might just be a smash and grab for double action ladies or Mamelodi Sundowns, depending on how the pendulum swings in today's game. But it is a battle for the top spot of Group A fixture. Well, I caught up with Coach Percy and Coach Lingana, and this is what they had to say ahead of today's encounter. Coach, appreciate your time. You are now bouncing back from a defeat. This is a must-win game, Coach. How do you prepare for it?
Yeah, first of all, we want to take this opportunity to come in front to play this tournament. Yeah, the competition is high, demanding a lot. Our first game, we faced a challenge where we lost 3-0 against the Botswana team. So now our confidence is back. I think the challenge we have in the first game is that they were scared. The environment is set up. They give them a little bit of shaking. But now we are back. The confidence is back. I think the girls will come out and give the best performance that we ever had in this competition.
Thank you so much, Coach. All the best.
Thank you so very much.
Coach, I appreciate your time. 6-0 loss against Sundowns, Coach. How do you begin to bring back confidence to your team in a must-win game like this?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Our game with Sundowns, yes, we lost, but we learned a lot from that game. So we went back and rectified our mistakes. So today, still, our morale is still high. So we are ready for today's game. We are still in the race. So Sundowns game is history. So our focus is for today's game. So we hope our mistakes that we made for the last game will be, hopefully we will do good today.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, Durban was selected as the host city of the inaugural tournament, and this is why.
Durban is missing you. Let's take this time to recharge. Durban is waiting to welcome you after lockdown. Be energized by the ocean, beach and bush. Discover Durban's adventures and tranquility. play on the promenade, and put the fun back in your life. Enjoy a township experience. Do the Inanda Heritage Trail. Explore Durban's cultural diversity. Stay at home and plan to create new memories. Visit Durban online. Durban's warm hospitality awaits you.
Hello everyone and welcome to this is our match for today. It's Lesotho Defence Force and Manzini Wanderers. It is the CAF Women's Champions League 2021. We're coming to you live from the King Zwelithini Stadium as we welcome the two teams onto the pitch. It is a wet King Zwelithini, a wet pitch, so one would be expecting a match that is approached with caution, but nevertheless, as the teams are being led out by their respective captains onto the park, looking beautiful and bright this very morning. It is Lesotho Defence Force that come into this match after losing out by a massive 6-0 against Mamelodi Sundowns. They are up against Manzini Wanderers from Eswatini. They also come into this match after losing by 3-0 against Double Action Ladies. Question is, who wants it more? And it is a must-win, as this is their second game in the group stages. We have a look at the teams as they take their team photos, which will remain in the minds of many and also in the albums of many as they put it up for display and recall that they were part of history making out in Durban. Amlazi, the township, just where we are having this tournament. It is one of the tournaments that gives us all that we're looking for. This is the team sheet put forward, the starting 11. Good to see Liboka, Keme, Molefe and Peter. And also on the bench, we've got Muhlolo, Potane and Mbo. Head coach Lingana Ketua brings in that team. And then for Manzini Wanderers, it's Sebenzile Khoza. She keeps her place in the goal. You've got Nolwazi Dlamini in defense. Gugu Simelane is expected to bang in the goals. Nomvula Sanga and Cele also. Percy Shongwe is in charge of today's game for this crucial encounter. Now we have a look at the weather there, but before that, let's have a look at our referees in the middle of the park. Natalie Patience Mumba, she is the referee in charge, supported by Botswala and Elizabeth Sichanga. Beauty Mtecha is the fourth official. Captain of the day for Manzini Wanderers is the captain, and that is the coach. It's Percy, who is the man in charge. Percy Shongwe is in charge today. Simpeti Oliver Mamba is next to him, and they will be collectively trying to get this team over the line. If we look on the opposite, it's Lingana. Ketua brought in to assist the side. Lingana was hoping that today's match will give him a different result. Good to see some players that have made an entry, and one is looking at the team sheet and spotting a couple of changes. You're looking at Lesotho Defence Force, and they are in the yellow uniform, attacking the goals from the left to the right of your screen. And Manzini Wanderers, they are in the white and a bit of maroon trimmings, attacking goal from the right to the left of your screen. It's good to see Tema Kwanati, Trina, also back in the lineup. One change made by the Lesotho Defence Force. In comes Olga Lebakeng, and she comes in for Botsane Ntabeleng. And when we look at Manzini Wanderers, spotting three changes, Ngimpile Cele, Bandelisile Ngozo, and Nolwazi Dlamini, they come in for Trina and Magagula, as well as Ndlovu. We get underway, and it is Manzini who get us underway. We are bringing this game to you live from the King Zwelithini Stadium. The township, that is one of four biggest townships. This is behind Soweto, Tembisa and Katlehong. So we're looking at a team, you're looking at Poloko. And immediately intentions are very, very clear to get the ball into the danger area. And Tandega Mbata, the 24-year-old, just 3 internationals that have been brought in by the coach in the starting lineup. Tandega Mbata, Welile Ndwande, and Nomvula Sanga. Those are the 3 internationals in the side of Manzini Wanderers playing or representing Eswatini. The ball just losing possession and giving chase, but not able to keep up with the momentum of the ball, as Mbali Sigiti mentioning that the speed of the ball will certainly be one of those to look out for. Tandega Mbata, she takes the throw in and gaining a little bit more of possession up the field. And safety first, not doing anything difficult or just applying the basics very, very cautiously. Eswatini, who's been part of the COSAFA tournament, haven't won it, but have been part of the tournament. And again, one would be expecting no different, as the coaches, the national team coaches, Christian Twala, will be looking on and looking for some wonderful showings from this tournament to get them in shape for the tournament out in Gqeberha. That's from the 28th of September, later on in this month. Ball into the box, and it is Lesotho Defence Force in the bright yellow losing out. And Mandilisiwe putting a bit of pressure on there. Agnes Liboka is on the ball for Lesotho Defence Force. Nomvula Sanga. Weather conditions out here is a drizzle. It has been raining for most part of the night. Here is the Defence Force on the attack. Early ball and a beautiful one. Snap, crackle and pop, and the net bulges. It is the Lesotho Defence Force that makes sure. Beautiful ball. Keeper was beaten. Dolly Koza was beaten. And one can only but look at, looks like Puzile Molefe. A cross coming in. And whoa, a brilliant effort, Olga Lebakeng. Olga Lebakeng, she announces her presence in this tournament. Olga Lebakeng, she announces her presence. Olga Lebakeng, the goal scorer, 35 years of age is Olga. She's actually come in for Patane Ntebeleng, and what an entry she's made to this tournament. Yeah, she is a live wire up front, Olga. 1-0 is the scoreline. And that will certainly set the cats amongst the pigeons, forcing Manzini Wanderers to dig deep. Offside is the call, as Beauty Metiha, the 4th official, just making sure that she's organized out of your picture. But it's Elizabeth Sichinga and Butswalo who are the assistant linesmen. Offside is the call, and it's like Welly Ndwandwe to take a long ball forward. Keeper's got to come out, sweep, be cautious. Knocking it about as Ntsitsi. Good to see Nonhle Similane back in the lineup. It's a ball in search of Olga Lebakeng. Beaten to it. Just a few positional switches made by Coach Percy. And that was a little too strong, and the rain continues to come down. Throw in. Ngimpile Cele. Molisi. Peter. Quite exciting stuff very early in the match. An early goal to settle the nerves for the Lesotho Defence Force. Very calm about the proceedings. Mistake in that defence. They've got the numbers. Just forced out wide is Noloazi. Looking for a teammate. Noloazi. Selling a dummy. Using the pace on the left-hand side. Available is Olga. But it's tidied up by Bandelisile. Bandelisile will give away a throw in. Here's a chance for the defence force. Ken Olga, she seems to be very, very troublesome, the goal scorer. And hacked away by Welile. She had a wonderful game, Welile, in the previous match. Was asked to marshal the defenders. So here you go, and one would look at it. The wondrous lady looking a little bit shell-shocked and not what Coach Percy is looking for. Agnes Liboka. Liboka brings Lerato Keme. Ngimpile Cele, one of 3 changes that's made by the coach. Some good control by Noloazi Dlamini, the 25-year-old. She's also played for Young Buffaloes, is Noloazi Dlamini. Defence force looks to be very, very organized. Playing a 3-5-2 formation, packing the midfield and using Olga and Molifi up front. And when you look at Manzini Wanderers, it's also a 4-5-1. So you're definitely going to get a lot of traffic in the middle of the park with the 5 players starting their stuff and fighting for everything on offer. Here's a chance for Apelele. Delivers a cross, but finds a yellow jersey instead. Apelele, one of the busiest players also in the previous match against Double Action Ladies. They went down by 3-0 in that one. Throw in. Apelele takes a throw in. She needs to deliver a cross very quickly, but again, delivering a cross could be a problem because there's only 2 white shirts in the 18-yard area. Running out of space, but the full circumference of the ball didn't go over the line. Olga. Huzile Molefe. Willie Ndwandwe, 23-year-old, very young and energetic. She also played for Royal Leopards at some stage. The Lesotho defense. Makabane Anastasia seems very lively. On the wing is Anastasia. Anastasia's available, but Olga decides to go deeper. That ball just bouncing way over the top. Hustling away, and referee Mumba doesn't like the jersey tagging. The jersey tagging by Tande Gambata. Just holding her back and breathing heavily down her neck. It's a free kick to Lesotho defense. Guilty of giving away possession, Bandelisile Ngozo, and giving chase at Dlamini. She wins a throw in for the Wanderers. Wins a throw in. The Eswatini women's national team, which is currently ranked by FIFA at 157. And Wanderers have been one of those teams that have been existing together with the Babane Swallows, making history to be one of the driving forces of women's football out in Eswatini. Giving chase, Olga, but nicely shepherded into touch. Welile Ndwandwe will leave it for a teammate to get back defensively and get the numbers. That's a lovely puff and pass by double action by the defense force. And a mistake, down she goes, and the referee sees nothing wrong with it. Can Nolwazi capitalize? They need to get the numbers up front, which are very slow in coming. On the edge of the box, with the back against the wall, is Mqina. Need a cross, it's in the air, keeper comes out and makes a mistake, and have a look at the replay. The ball crossed in, keeper comes out, and the slippery conditions that was highlighted by Mbali in a scene setter, just showing the danger of the goalkeeper, who's going to be very, very crucial in this encounter. And that's when you get strikers to capitalize on the move and the spillages. So high press has become very important for the strikers to ensure that the goalkeepers are put under pressure. Guilty of possession. Makabane problematic on this right-hand side. Playing the 1-2. Still observing the protocol. There's no fans. Empty stadium. And Nolwazi looking on. So there is a goal that reminds us that it's the Lesotho Defence Force that is in the lead. Very early goal. Nonhle Smelan. And the last touch off Nonhle, and thus a throw in for Lesotho Defence. Army team is Lesotho Defence. They were winners of the 2019 league. Fourth match of the tournament. From distance, that ball just skidding off the right boot of Lerato Keme, bobbling, but headed away is Welile Ndwandwe. Sending the ball out, looking for Guanati. Nolwazi Dlamini. City. Throw in. Intercepted by the defense force, sending that ball up front. You look at the Lesotho football, women's football, you're looking at teams like Rovers, Kick for Life, Basetsana, and Stoko FC. Percy Shongwe looking on and giving a few instructions, and He says they definitely winning. And by the looks of it, players seem to still be a little confused. But not forgetting the fact that they've only had 3 weeks to prepare this team. There's no footballing action, but certainly this tournament is very welcome. It's the Women Champions League, the COSAFA region, 7 teams in total that are participating in this tournament. You're looking at when there's complaints about match fitness and player fitness, player management becomes crucial. But one needs to try and work a lot more on the game fitness, which was lacking due to the fact that there is no action out in Eswatini. They don't really have recognized players that much, but they do have hard-working players. That is Manzini Wanderers. A lot of your players also, due to work commitments, are not present at this tournament, which just weakened the side. And also considering that the national team is going to be in action out in Gqeberha for the COSAFA, the senior COSAFA tournament. And I'm sure you'd get players like Tande Gambata and Welile Nomvula joining the national team if they are expected, and they would be much sharper thanks to the Total Energies Champions League. Yes, Lesotho defense on the attack, but defense was very aware of the danger. Nonhle sends Nolwazi forward. Out wide is Nonhle, trying to draw the defenders out. But Delisile, busy Nomvula Sanga. She goes down. The ball just doesn't go out for a corner. There's a nippy player, Mosele Peter. She's 23 years of age, is Mosele. Peter, some fancy footwork there being shown by Batelisu. The free kick. Sane, the 29-year-old, she's guilty of just putting a stop to that attack. And Mpolo King, she's short but very energetic, is Mpolo King, the 21-year-old goalkeeper. Mpolo King just organizing, perhaps she'll have 4 or 5 players in the wall. And referee Mumba just making sure that the wall is 10 yards. Just organizing the laces. 3, 4 players. Mpolo King not sure whether she needs to have 5 or she needs to have 4 or 3. Over the ball is Apelele. Apelele will take quite a huge shot. Apelele! Oh, that was narrowly missed. Apelele showing her intentions. Very nicely done by Apelele. Didn't dip quick enough, but the idea was good. She got it over the wall, which is important, and rule number 1. The second one is to try and get it on target. Apelele will certainly be a live wire in this team. Manzini Wanderers came in with a lot more confidence, and we yet to see the best performance. Just 1 shot on target and 1 goal to the good, and that belongs to the Lesotho Defence Force. Throw in. Peter. Anastasia. It's a poor ball from Olga Nebakang. Running off the ball has been impressive on the wings. There's Makabane. She's beaten to the ball. Cool conditions. Nonhle looking for the support. Oh, strong challenge. She stays down. Matseliso. Oh, that is a strong challenge, but the referee just doesn't see anything wrong with that challenge. No free kick given. So she looks at it and says it's pretty fair. Ball possession speaks to what is happening on the field. 54% for the team in yellow, which is the Lesotho Defence Force. And hacked away, not prepared to give much. A strike from distance, keeper! Had that been straight in line with the goals, we could be talking something else. It's Nonhle Simelane. Nonhle picked a spot, but picking it up from Tibenda. Oh, she had Mafuse beaten there, as well as Polokeng. Nonhle Simelane. And that's a poor corner. Poor corner taken by Apelele. Well, there is a very important point and something you need to learn from the Lesotho Football Association. The club called Kick for Life, I think, has made a decision that is the first in the world. Kick for Life Football Club has made sure that the ladies' side gets exactly the same pay as the men, and that's never been heard of. So Kick for Life is making sure that your ladies are getting paid exactly the same, and that shows the commitment to the gender equality and also a social change. And that is the challenge that has been put out to all the clubs and in the country, in and around the country, where you get ladies being recognized and paid the same. So Kick for Life has taken the lead, not in America, but in Africa. And that is a corner. Very busy is Agnes Liboka. Received a yellow card in a previous match. As Polokeng. Two corners. But Delisile to take the corner. Floated into the box, but headed away. Mafusi does well, and it's that's a poor ball that just skidded off the right boot, and nothing to worry goalkeeper Polokeng. Very much alive. Why is the 21-year-old pressing high, pressing from the top, forcing the mistakes, stopping the play, making sure that they break out, break that attack from very early. Nonhle. Header. Matelisile Ngozo. Matabane is available, does well to receive that ball, fights hard to lay it off with a teammate, some lovely skill. Here's the danger. Puzile Molefe. Puzile Molefe twisting and turning. You know, Puzile asking the question, show me the number. That's Puzile. And she asks the questions. Oh, Puzile eliminates one, eliminates the other. Beautiful skill. You know, when a player asks you to show me your number and you oblige. Puzile Molefe, known for her skill. Yes, Puzile Molefe, the 24-year-old. She asked the question. She'll continue to be turning them inside out. Overcooked. Thandeka. Thandeka just chasing everything that is coming her way. Goalkeeper Dolly Khoza. She's been a spectator. Dolly is giving the instructions. Very often you'd get to find goalkeepers as captains, and coaches believe that they see the game much better. Olga Lebakeng was come in and holding her ankles, her feet. Seems like she's cramping. She's waiting for the medical team. Here's the coach. He's looking very concerned. It is Lingana. Lingana is giving a few more instructions and wanting them to focus. Here is the player Lerato Keme is being helped up. Lerato Keme. And here's the goal scorer, Olga Lebakeng. This is the goal, Olga Lebakeng. A build up, if you have a look at one can say a team goal, but she couldn't. You know, that celebration, if they were on the beach, perhaps the signs are there. They're telling the coach, can we just take a little bit of a breather and take a walk down to the beach and just roll on the sand. Very unusual celebration nevertheless. The conditions don't allow them today. Maybe any other day. It's drizzling out here at Umlazi at the Kings Willetini Stadium. Nonhle Smelan. She organizes, Mpulukeng just organizing defensively. She looks very alert. She says, ready, steady, give me what you have. And she's actually telling Apelele to bring it on. Apelele, who's got the wall to deal with, floats over the top. Compensates for the height with her agility. Here's Mpulukeng. Mistake made. Puzi Lemulefe. Showing some nifty skill. Peter. Here's Nolwazi Dlamini. Dlamini running out of room. I'm sure the players can't wait to go to the half-time break just to get words of encouragement and motivation and to rectify the mistakes. They need to attack a lot quicker. Kakanyo. Tsitsi Kakanyo is the captain. Tande Gambata takes a throw in. Delivers a quality ball. Needs a response or appreciation. Here's Nolwazi. Intercepted on the edge of the box. Lerato Keme. Makabane. Puzile Molefe. And Nolwazi Dlamini. Nolwazi, who's supposed to be a player that's pushed up a lot more but being forced defensively to get the defensive duties, and that's due to Puzile Molefe and Olga Lebakeng that is putting the pressure on the flanks. Tande Gambata looking exhausted already. Tandega, the 24-year-old. It's a throw-in. Agnes Liboka. Very frustrated with herself as Agnes. She wanted to capitalize on the numbers that they had forward. Tandega, throw in. That's a poor return. Cleaner. Not too happy with the players not creating the space to receive the throw in. Wiggles away. Agnes. And a mistake there. Goalkeeper had two minds, wanted to come out and decided to stay back. Instructions given. I give him Pile to say stay back, we've got this covered. Khoza organizing, she wants non-clear on the first pole, and that's been taken. Makabane, Anastasia. It's one in the air. As Batelisile makes sure that she heads it out and still holding the head, perhaps heading it rather awkwardly. Batelisile goes off. And corner. They've been asked to defend yet again after 30 minutes on the clock. 31 minutes to be precise. It's 1-0 in favor of the Lesotho Defence Force. Corner, Makaban. She needs Natasha, she needs Lebakang. She needs to make a tallying cross, but keeper gets a tallying hand to it. And here's the break attack, he played right. Nomvula Sanga. She has Nolwazi Tlamini. They need to get more white shirts going forward, looking rather promising. Here's an opportunity for Nonhle, and disappointed she is. But that was good transition. Peter, the 23-year-old, nippy as she is, made sure that that doesn't result in anything dangerous for the team. Ball in the air, floated, and on the edge of the box. Nolwazi. Come on. Picked out. Lerato Keme. And picked up in the middle, where Apelele just needs to be seen a lot more. She needs to get her footer on the ball. Apelele. And that ball just going for a goal kick. Need to get her positioning right. She did it ever so well in the previous match. There is Nonhle. Lesotho Defence Force looking nice and bright. Here is very busy Makabane, keeper, giving good instructions and communication. Here's a keeper walking rather gingerly. Makabane again. That ball just going out for a throw-in. Player down and holding on his shins is Welile. The ankles definitely looks like the players are cramping, and this is what happens when you haven't really had much activity and much action. The muscles are cramping up, and this calls for injuries, high match temperament, and players conditioning really in confusion at the moment. you see the players holding their ankles and holding their hamstrings and holding their calves. That's when the body is being overexerted. As we see the Wanderers coach just giving a few more instructions, Percy Shongwe and the medical team, the players doubling up in assisting teammates. Here's Percy is looking very confused. When you're looking at the bench, good to see players out there warming up. Lomaswati Dlamini, Rinile, and you've got Noguthula Ndlovu, Tsepiso Matumise. Those are all the players coach could call upon if he needs to make a change, but she will soldier on. Not forgetting that on the bench is Nandi Kalindelwa Mkhwanazi, the second goalkeeper. So as players, when you really are struggling, you need to give the instruction to the bench. Makaban leaving the ball behind, eliminating one, releasing Makabane, and safety first. Gimpile Klele, and a throw-in. Makabane. When you looked at the first match, you had Makakula, who was injured and still hasn't recovered, but she is on the bench. Maybe the coach will look at her a little bit later. Ndlovu, another one of those players that was substituted in the previous match. She too is on the bench and wanting to soldier on if called upon. Coach Shongwa. Over the top and into the space. But you have Gimpiwe Klele. She'll tidy up. Does well to keep it in play. On the left-hand side for Manzini Wanderers. And does Apelele stay on side? She was very much on side. At Bukantane. Turner just running out of room. Mafuzi Pisolo. Pisolo organizing and saying, where are you? Guys, I have a lot of pressure to deal with these players. Apelele. And referee was spot on with the action with 38 minutes. 38 minutes. But Elisiwe Ngozo says, look, let's try and pull one back and go into the break with lots and lots of promise to come back into this match. 1-0 is still very much a dangerous scoreline. They're still into this match up until that final whistle. So they will navigate as Nolwazi navigates away. In the goal, she needs the numbers. Who's in support? Bobbling in the box, but very calmly done. Intercepted by Tibonile Tlamin. Switching in search of Apelele. Apelele, snapshot, turn and shoot. Patient are they in their build-up from the goalkeeper, Marcele Peter, and anywhere will do. They're trying to catch the keeper unaware. Apele Lampami, 25-year-old. Oh, too much traffic in the middle of the block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players almost in the center circle for Wanderers, and a slight break will eliminate, or a defense Britain's pass will just eliminate those 5 players, giving them a free passage to goal. Bunching up too much in the midfield. Nomvula Sanga, the 33-year-old. Nomvula picking it up for Wanderers, but running out of space, and Nomvula is looking rather disappointed, a bit dejected, but I'm sure the coach will get them back and get them to focus. Early goals unsettled them in the previous encounter, and today is no different. Conceded the early goal. Wanderers preparing number 19, Noguthula Ndlovu. Noguthula Ndlovu was the player that Nolwazi Dlamini came in for, but Noguthula will find herself having to come in a lot sooner. But this is where perhaps the coach maybe needed to hold back a little and wait for the break, work on the player that maybe is uncomfortable or injured. Over the top. Ball going out, coach making a change after 40 minutes, or considering to make the change. We'll get to share with you who the player is of Wanderers that will leave the pitch. Spotting the danger. Does that require a response from Lesotho Defence Force? Nompiwe Cele. Here's a throw-in. Cele. In the midfield. Twisting and turning. Hacked one by Welile Ndwandwe, who's really been overworked as Welile. Trying to find the teammates and finding it rather difficult. And as we seeing the possession being turned around, and that's a lovely ball yet again. Oh, and that fighting for Olga Lebakeng, who got the goal, and here's a chance to make it two. These are crucial moments. Puzile Molife was closed down very quickly. Keeper had to be quick to give instructions to clear her line. Welile Ndwandwe and Apelele will have to take the pressure off by hacking that ball forward and maybe using the pace that they have. Makabane Anastasia. She looks very, very young. Is Bakan, she's 29 years. Here's the confirmation of the change. Number 19 coming on for is Noguthula Ndlovu. Noguthula Ndlovu is the player to come on. She played for Young Buffaloes, is Noguthula Ndlovu, before donning the jersey of Manzini Wanderers. She will come into the midfield and bring a little bit more steel defensively, as the coach realizing that it's been a one-way passage in the midfield. That is where Lesotho Defence Force have dominated the match, been given too much of room and given too much of respect. Keeper receiving treatment. It's Dolly. Dolly has struggled since the beginning of the tournament, and if we look at Sebenzile's worked very hard. Even in the first match she received treatment. Sebenzile Dolly. And the medical team. It would be so nice to go in there and listen to what the coach is actually telling the players. these are the moments that they use to give a few more instructions and correct what is going wrong on the park. You see Apelele looking very frustrated as Dolly is receiving help and treatment. Some of the injuries in football are created to just break the momentum of the match, and that just allows the technical team to get a few instructions. We've also seen some little notes that make their way onto the field, but Dolly will shake that off, and I'm sure the medical team will work on Dolly in the break. Looks like a calf that is giving a grief. She limped as early as the 34th minute. Just running out of steam there, giving chase Nomvula Sanga. Done well to soldier on is Sebenzile Dolly Cause. Using all her names. Mafusi. Puzile Molefe. Going out to in search of Agnes Liboka. And a mistake made by Tande Gambata. Agnes whips the ball in. It's on the edge of the box. And bundled off the ball, and an unnecessary free kick. An unnecessary free kick on Puzile Molefe. And the guilty party is Batelisile Ngozo. I'm sure Batelisile, if we have a look at Puzile Molefe, was already preparing to cork that gun and take a shot, and unfortunately for Ngoza, she had other ideas, but keeper now being called into the action in the closing stages. This will be a criminal offense by Batelisile Ngoza. Keeper is livid with her player for giving away a free kick in that position, and when you look at the time, you have Olga on the ball. Will she take it? And it's Olga, but the wall does its job. That should be just kicked out of play. And referee brings an end to the first 45 minutes. It is Olga Lebakeng who got the goal that separates the two sides in the first 45 minutes for the Lesotho Defence Force. Pumzile Molefe has come close on a number of occasions, and Agnes Liboka working hard. Tandya Gambata has defended with everything she has and doesn't look too pleased. We'll certainly go to the break to look for the assistance. Lesotho Defence Force 1, Manzini Wanderers 0.
I'm ready to explore KZN again. Cruising along the banks of St. Lucia with the hippos.
Hey gal, 5-star resorts and spas on Nottingham Road, KZN Midlands. Here we come.
I'm getting all pumped up in my 4x4 up Sani Pass.
We are so looking to the KZN skies with some hot air balloon action overlooking Giant's Castle. What could be better?
Born way fad, riding off into the sunset for a safari adventure with the Big Five at Tuhlue Mfolozi Park, especially to see the rhino.
KZN is yours to discover.
See it. Believe it.
A very businesslike performance by the Lesotho Defence Force as one has a look at the highlights of the first 45. Puff and pass Lerato Keme in the thick of things. Olga Libakeng really letting rip and making sure that the goalkeeper doesn't get a sniff of that. But that was a nicely built up goal to get on the score sheet. Olga Lebakeng, the 35-year-old, and keeper had no chance. She tried with whatever she had, and on the opposite side, it was Apelele who made sure that she got the keeper guessing, and that didn't dip quick enough for her to try and draw back an equalizer. Again, Apelele at it, whipping in a decent cross, but the teammates unable to make use of the quality. Nonhle taking a strike from distance, and that was enough to cause some concern. Nonhle with the right foot, making sure keeper was drawn into the equation. Let's have a look at the performance of the two sides in the first 45. Almost drawn straight down the line, 51% and 49%. The goal attempts is also very close. So this match is pretty close. We will take this moment to go down to Mbali Sigiti on the touchline, who will be having a few interviews with the COSAFA CEO, that is Tembo Matlante.
Thank you so much to our commentator. I am pitch side with our COSAFA CEO, Mr. Tebogo Motlanthe. So thank you so much for your time. You've been here for a few days now. This has been such an important tournament for women's football and unearthing brand new talent as well.
Indeed, it has been a great tournament, not just about unearthing, but also gauging the strength. I think we have spoken much about our Women's Soccer League. So now they are gauging the strength against African counterparts. Of course, now it's regional, and we know that, and we are crossing fingers. Of course, we are biased to Sundowns, because when they progress, we can then test against the whole continent as to where are we in terms of that league, and if we are doing things in the correct way.
Certainly, there's still so much more to do, because you look at teams in the PSL that do have the female teams, and I mean, Sundowns comes from a very strong brand of the males team that already has won CAF. And what do you think? Why are we still lacking? Why is the progress still slow? Why is the gap still that big?
Look, I think that with the league, we try to bridge that gap. And of course, the interest of professional teams in women's football. We have seen the demise of Bloemfontein Celtics, which does not augur well with us. But on the other side, you saw TS Galaxy now starting a women's team, which is campaigning in the Sasol League. And we think that as time goes, we'll start to attract professional teams. We've seen CAF through club licensing saying professional teams must also have women teams. So we think as time goes, we will have more professional teams. And with that sharing of resources, it will then up the game of women. The gap, of course, is there because of the historic nature. You know, if SAFA wouldn't have came with the National Women's League, we're only having Sasol League, and it was not promoting anyway. But with the Women's League, we have seen the new game where people now are playing for promotion and they want to stay there. So as soon as we have 16 teams and we start to relegate, you're going to see high competition in this league, and you're going to see people also playing seriously at the Sasol League.
I spoke to the chairman of the KZN FA yesterday, and they were just speaking about the rollout that they are doing in terms of the D license and equipping more female coaches. As a SAFA CEO, nationally, is that rollout throughout the whole country, or are you still unfolding it province by province?
Look, nationally we are doing that. We have 3 courses in a year. Because as you recall, that also CAF says for you to sit on the bench, you need to have, you need to possess certain qualifications. So for people to be qualified, we need to do that. We have passed policies which are saying women's teams must at least have a female on their technical side. So we are rolling them from national. And of course, we should thank COSAFA, because for KZN to do it specific for KZN is one of the community projects which are done by COSAFA.
I remember we were speaking just now off air, and I said, you know, when you look at the referees, it's only Akona who actually sticks out. And not that she's the only female, but she's the one who's so much more prominent when you're looking at the number of female referees coming in. We need more, Mr. CEO.
We are training more. Like I said to you, if you look at our women's league, it's done by women, because that's part of empowering them. You have a lady called Tsokela who's an upcoming assistant referee, and you have about 5 now in the elite panel. So it's not only Akona, Yes, I agree with you. Akona comes out very clear because she's also considered for the coming Women's World Cup. So people will talk about Akona, but the work done by the association in each and every province, we have women's referees workshops. We had the national one a month ago where all women referees from across the country were there. And I can tell you the future looks bright for women's match officials. And that's why we are able, and we are happy as the association to say women's games are being officiated by women match officials. We are moving to a stage where we are saying we want all women games to be handled, be logistics, be administration, be how to organize all these things. We want it to be 100% women, and we believe it's doable. That's why it's not only about referees, that's why it's not only about coaches, it's also about administrators. We are introducing courses, we are reintroducing the courses of empowering women. And I'm sure you can see even here, our general coordinators, we have our staff, one of our staff members who's here is also a CAF general coordinator. So we pride ourselves in empowering women. It's not only about leadership, it's not only about coaches, referees. We want to see them in administration. I'm sure you have seen development even in terms of our administration where we have employed a former Banyana players. COO is a former Banyana player, Lydia Munyepao. Commercial manager is a former Banyana player, Amanda Dlamini. So we continue to recruit women. As long as they are there with skills and qualifications, this administration will continue to recruit them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Motlanthe.
Thank you.
Durban is missing you. Let's take this time to recharge. Durban is waiting to welcome you after lockdown. Be energized by the ocean, beach and bush. Discover Durban's adventures and tranquility. Play on the promenade and put the fun back in your life. Enjoy a township experience. Do the Inanda Heritage Trail. Explore Durban's cultural diversity. Stay at home and plan to create new memories. Visit Durban online. Durban's warm hospitality awaits you.
1-0 is the scoreline at the King Zwelithini Stadium. This after 45 minutes of a match that has been pretty evenly balanced, and it is the Lesotho Defence Force from Lesotho and Wanderers, Manzini Wanderers from Eswatini, two teams that have lost their first game in the tournament. Lesotho Defence Force losing out by 6-0 against Mamelodi Sundowns, and Manzini Wanderers losing out by 3-0 against Double Action Ladies. The wind continues to blow out here, pretty nippy conditions as we have a look. We are in the heart of Emlazi Gwadi, and this is where it's all happening. And again, just to share with you that this is the only township in the country that has its own registration plate, NUZ. Yes, they are so well recognized, and also the 4th largest township in South Africa. And that is after Soweto, Tembisa and Katlehong. Mega City Shopping Center is also on the other side of the pitches as the players make their way onto the park. We can see a very heavily strapped Apelele who was struggling with some cramps, and that speaks to the inactivity of the players. The league having been on a break, and that's due to the pandemic. And here the players are back in action. This is very important for the national coaches to try and fine-tune the teams for the COSAFA tournament that will take place at Gqeberha in towards the end of the month. That is around the 28th of September. That is when this tournament starts. If you are joining us, it is Lesotho Defence Force in the yellow outfit, attacking the goal from the right to the left of your screen. Manzini Wanderers, they are in the white with a little bit of maroon trimmings, attacking the goal from the left to the right of your screen. We do get underway, and immediately the ball is just put into touch. It will be a throw-in for Wanderers. A bitterly cold afternoon, players really struggling with the weather conditions. The pitch also, which is very nicely prepared. You haven't seen that much of slipping and sliding as one would have expected. The ladies are wearing the right apparels and the 6-studded boots to give them the grip that they need. And Apelele is one of those that will make sure that she stamps authority here in the second half. They have their back against the wall. That is Manzini Wanderers. Wanderers representing Eswatini, ranked at 157 by FIFA. On the edge of the box, but it's Nolwazi Dlamini trying to turn a pace, but first touch was a bit heavy, losing out and giving possession to the Lesotho Defence Force. Makabane has been quite entertaining in the first 45. Gimpile Cele, a player who has come in and been very impressive. She came in for Makagula, was injured in the previous match against Double action, and offside is the call. Hacked away by Apelele. Ball just skidding off the foot, and did well to keep it in play is Lerato Keme. Double action, playing with much calm in the defense. Lerato Keme. Again, she hacks it forward, Lerato. Giving chase, look at that pace. Oh, and good work by Pumzile Molefe. And offside flag goes up. Elisa Sichinga making sure that there's no advantage from had her education at Lilongwe Technical College as Elisa Sichinga. Wanderers. Tigonile Dlamini. Lerato Keme. Keme comes to Pumzile Molefe on the left-hand side. Molefe changes her mind. Instead of laying it off for Agnes Liboka, decides to go in the midfield into the middle of the park where ball was intercepted. This gives Apelele a chance to chase Mafuzi Bisolo. Bisolo just under pressure and in two minds. Uses the safety first, Tandega Mbata, the Eswatini international, Tandega and Welile, as well as Nomvula, are the three internationals in the side for Manzini Wanderers. It's a pity that most of their players couldn't travel with the team due to work commitments. Agnes Liboka gets the protection from the referee, Natalie Mumba. And free kick, Apelele. Outside the big box. It's a comfortable header by Liba King. So on the ball, Liba King, the goal scorer. She'll want to add to a tally, the goal scorer. She'll definitely seems quite a live wire, the 35-year-old. And this is her first match of the tournament, is Olga Liba King. She replaced Potsane. Throw in. Nomvula decides she'll rather go and focus on a defensive duty, and she'll leave the ball for Ngimpiwe Tsele. Also heavily strapped knee by on Ngimpiwe. Pelele will also leave that behind. She should be in the box and leave the throw-ins for defensive players, but is rather eager to get going forward, but then losing out very quickly as possession is turned in favor of double action. Puzile brings in Musele. Musele goes out to Amane, and keeper, good to see Sebenzile back in action. They've really worked hard to make sure she continues this match. Sebenzile, she's the captain, and to lose your captain at times the heads just drop, but there's capable warriors on the park. It is for Manzini Wanderers. Still instructions. Dibonile Dlamini trying to organize them on the field. Coach has encouraged his players to get back in the match. 1-0, definitely a scoreline that is manageable. Dibonile goes down and holding her ankle as we have a look at the ref, just making sure the player is okay, and she gets a little touch on the back. It's not too malicious. The goal scorer up against Weli Ndwandwe. Ndwandwe, 23 years, Constance Weli Ndwandwe. Ndwandwe. She'll run it off. Ball just really bobbling when you're looking for structure. Players have really just been drawn by the ball, and one would be expecting a little bit more of organization. And referee decides otherwise. And, that's a throw in. Team in yellow, Lesotho Defence Force, just makes sure. They throw it, launch another attack going forward. And keeper had the first pole covered, but that's a poor ball coming from the wide hand side, in which Olga Libakeng is operating. So that's the change that is being made, the first change. Masiriti Muolo Muhlolo. Masiriti Muhlolo. Mosele Peter has had a decent day at the office, but a fresh pair of legs will definitely come in handy. Masiriti Muhlolo is coming on. Masiriti will come in and just slot also into the middle of the park. They certainly want to seal this one by putting in a much more livelier and much more nimble player. Masiriti Muhlolo. And Gimpiu. The ball just being a little elusive. Again, you're seeing a little bit of fight and bite from Nonhle Simelane. Defence Force being put under pressure. You've got about 3 or 4 players coming around the player with the ball, but here they have an opportunity to just open up their stride, as Lerato Keme does exactly that and finds Agnes Liboka. Keme and Liboka are looking to stretch that defence. Yes, Agnes did well to try and hold the line, but no, the referee's flag is up. That's Elizabeth Sichinga, born in Muzuzu City and attended school at the Lilongwe Technical College. She was never a footballer, but she fell in love with football and made sure that she be part of the refereeing team and got her FIFA badges in 2020. 4 offsides, and all those in favor of the Lesotho Defence Force. They could just hold their run a little. Apelele, decent ball, and is this the moment that we're looking for? Nomvula, oh no, Nomvula Sanga should have done better with that, and the reaction of the coach tells the story. He even holds his head and shakes it. He knows how disappointed that was, but it was a wonderful defense splitting pass by Apelele, and as painful as it sounds, she'll keep working on it. Nomvula. That was the clearest chance that she got, the closest that they could have come, but that will motivate Nomvula. A loss for either side will certainly be an indication that they will be leaving the tournament early. 4 teams in Group A, which is being played today. You're looking at 10 attempts at a goal, 6 of those for Wanderers and 2 shots on target for Wanderers. Group A fixtures in which Mamelodi Sundowns, as well as double action ladies, will be contesting that match later this afternoon at 2 p.m. Group B, which is Green Buffaloes, Black Rhinos, and Tura Magic. Those matches will be played tomorrow as we look at the smile on the face of Welile Constance Ndwandwe, still enjoying herself and giving a good account of herself. There's lots of learning out of this tournament for the coach, and he spoke about his players just making sure that they get ready for the COSAFA tournament in Gqeberha. You've got 3 of the internationals, Sanga, Ndwandwe and Mbata. And one could also look at Apelele and say she's putting her hand up to say, Coach Kristen, please look at me. And the performance that she's putting up front is one that warrants maybe part of the team. Agnes Liboka of the Defence Force on the edge of the box as Masiriti all tidy up. Just one change apiece. Masiriti, come on for Musele. Wanderers, they've got to really turn on the heat as Wanderers, and they're finding it very, very difficult defensively. Defence Force has really put up a very strong defence. Bisolo, Nsane, Liboka. And in the middle of the park, it's Keme, Nsasa, and Libakeng. Rain buckets down. See, the players are really out there and want to take a warm shower as quickly as possible, soaking up the later match at Sundowns. I'm sure the players are looking and saying, oh, let's hope that the weather improves by the time they play this match. This pitch is very well conditioned, and even though we've had an earlier match, it will be very ready for the next match. And what a humdinger that promises to be. Mamelodi Sundowns up against double action. Anywhere will do. Seems to be hacking it into the danger zone. Nomvula, Simelane. Simelane eliminates one, and here's Nolwazi Dlamini. They need to get much more of the numbers, and just when they got a decent build-up, the passes don't find the intended recipient. Hacked away, ball just skidding off the right boot, curling back. Also the wind not doing any favors. Nolwazi Dlamini, there's a player down, and the flag also goes up for that ball having gone over the line. Sure, the referee will quickly go have a look at the player, and the park was withering in pain. And, seems like her arm really got into Agnes Liboka. Have a look at this. This is how she got in and how she lands. Oh, she does land on that arm, and you can see that she holds it close to her body, and she's been helped up to her feet as Agnes Liboka. Very concerned coach, but he knows that she's very much a soldier, is Agnes Liboka. There's Agnes. And, what a moment in that box as the players all went to sleep and slipping and sliding. And keeper also came out, and Nolwazi had a chance, and her reaction wasn't that quick enough. Tandega. That will restore the belief in that defense. 1-0, a very, very difficult scoreline, but can be defended. Are we going to see any more goals? We have a look at Nomvula trying to connect a few passes on the edge of the box. Down she goes, referee doesn't like it and immediately awards a free kick. It's a free kick for a foul on Nsane. Nsane, the guilty party. Nomvula Sanga going down. I'll remember Nomvula had an attempt earlier on and that ball just going wide. And here she is yet again being very problematic. She needs to be just released and given being given a lot more of the ball is Nomvula Sanga. And this gives an opportunity for Aphelele to try and go directly to goal. The attempt by Nomvula Sanga. And again it was Aphelele and Nomvula. That was the earlier attempt. Just went to the right. Here she is yet again, drawn the foul. Aphelele given the responsibility to take the free kick. Goalkeeper Mpulukeng is got a four-man wall. Mpulukeng. Aphelele against Mpulukeng. That didn't dip quick enough. Goal kick it is. Disappointed, and so is the bench. I know she could have done better and should have done better. And yeah, at training, these are the things that are very basic. And when you have pressure, that then results in a different outcome. Lesotho defense. Here's an opportunity for Phuzile Molefe. Oh, keeper does well. Even though she's limping, Phuzile Molefe was outthwarted. It was a ball that came in very nicely floated. Phumzile did well to receive the first touch a little heavy, and goalkeeper Sebenzile, because she just lived up to her name, Sebenzile, by making sure that she doesn't allow another goal to break the hearts of her teammates. Sebenzile Khoza. Agnes Nontle Simelane. Bokang, very casual in the clearance in that defense. Gimpiwe, Keme, Molefe giving chase. Tandega over the top. It's Nontle. She has Bantelisile available, but it is intercepted. Liboka in search of Makabane. And a throw in it will be. Ngimpiwe Cele works very hard. She's really been on the receiving end of most of those challenges, making sure that her goalkeeper is still protected. Gets the ball out as Aphelele loses out. Just need to play a lot more closer. The spaces and players are playing very far from one another. The 1-2s don't come off for Manzini Wanderers, but looking rather promising again is Lesotho Defence Force. Here's the mistake, and here's Nolwazi. Keeper came out, and that's a strong challenge. Nolwazi stayed down. Keeper was way off the line, quick thinking. Should have put her under pressure as Nontle. And that is the free kick for the challenger on Batelisile. Ngozo just shaking it off. Batelisile just shaking that pain off and hoping that... let's have a look at... Mpulukeng, very brave is Mpulukeng, but it is Nolwazi who went in, and Mpulukeng took everything out in front of her and quickly got herself up. Her agility, absolutely impressive, is Mpulukeng. 4 players in the wall, 5 joining up. Nolwazi also in the mix. Tibonile is given the responsibility. Oh, Tibonile is picking a spot and hoping that this could go over the line. A draw would be favorable and give hope to both these sides for their last match. And oh, that was close. Oh, it continued to curl towards the end, but that was very close for Tibonile. Taking the free kick. Oh, she placed it very well. It had the nice height, and just aiming for the right-hand post of the goalkeeper. And, free kick. Wanderers. Goal kick for the defense force. When you're looking at the organization, it's definitely much better. Is a player giving way, and her place is being taken by number 17 in Tabeleng Potsane. She's starting from the bench, is in Tabeleng. That was the only change that was made in this lineup for the coach. So 2 changes that have been made. Masiriti has come on, and one hasn't really seen the effects of Masiriti for the Lesotho Defence Force. Let's hope in Tabeleng, who's got about 15 minutes to make a difference. 20 minutes to make a difference for Potsane. Stopping the attack right from the front is Tande Gambata. A quick one to giving chase. Potsane, just come on, fresh legs. Keeper has been through the wars. Heavily strapped knee, calves giving her grief. Pain is excruciating, and Nomvula leaves that for a teammate, and she makes her way up front. Ngimpile tidies up, and she takes the throw in. Nolwazi Dlamini is available. She does receive the ball. The first touch a bit heavy. Defence force allowed to clear their lines. Potsane. Welile Ndwandwe. It's really been asked a lot from a teammate. Lerato Keme. Masiriti. In search of Nontle. Nontle gives chase, but that's a little too strong for Nontle. Throw in Agnes. Agnes is getting very frustrated. There's not much to aim for as players find themselves being marked out and not able to create the space. But here they are in the midfield. And it's a lovely ball. Potsane giving chase. She does have the pace. And this is what the coach wanted to exploit. Goalkeeper losing a footing at the same time. And this is going to be worrying moments. Did she injure herself yet again? Sebenzile. Oh, she's grimacing. Sebenzile is grimacing. As we said, she's been through the wars. She's heavily plastered. And her calves are also plastered with a bit of strapping. But she's up. Yes, Koza gets hold of that at a second attempt. asking for her teammates to just help her get the socks up. You got to give 100% for effort. She's not prepared to let her teammates down, is Sebenzile. Into touch. It's a throw in for the defense force. Rovers also watching this one with great interest. Basetsana, Kick for Life. He's rooting for the Lesotho Defense Force that is representing the nation. Ranked number 156. The first time that the Lesotho national team actually played, the women's national team actually played football was in 1998, and they went out to win that match by 3-0 against Mozambique. And since then, they haven't looked back. They've really been trying to develop women's football. It's about 4,500 players playing in the youth structures, and 3,000 players in the senior league. And we can see the struggle of Sebenzile. Let's have a look at Sebenzile. And going in for all the challenges, and she was injured as early as the 34th minute, is Sebenzile, and since then she's been playing with the limp, she's been playing with the pain, but here she is soldiering on after 73 minutes. Sebenzile is still working as hard as she could, doesn't want to let her teammates down, but here's a break and very quickly off a line. Nolwazi. Here is Nomvula. Nomvula looks very lively. Nomvula Sanga, the 33-year-old. Dlamini. Mafusi. 29-year-old Mafusi. Playing in the right back position. Pelele gets another opportunity to throw that ball. 15 minutes to go to the 90, plus referee's optional time. 2 games in 2 days. High intensity matches, competitive football after a long layoff. Pelele. Nomvula. Pelele. And closed down as Masereti does well to, as an attacking player, you've got to also improve defensively on the edge of the box. It's Nogutula taking that ball out to Tandega. Tandega maybe needs to give in a quality cross, but available is Nogutula. Brings it back to Tandega out on the right. Floated in the box, but a header by Mafusi. Just taking an eye off the ball is Nogutula. He has an opportunity to use a pace. Is Potsane. Need the numbers, but she's all alone. Up again, showing the strength. Available on the blind side is Makaban, and they should have made use of that. They played it so well. And asking for handball is Olga Lebakeng, but the referee was spot on with the action and moving with the action. Let's have a look at this in the replay. Olga Lebakeng, and she took the snapshot. That's not to worry. Goalkeeper Sebenzile. Corner, took a last touch, a deflection off a white shirt. Keeper says switch on. There's still belief out on the park. Agnes. Header away. Only as far as Potsane. Waltzing away in between defenders. Oh, and coming from an offside position, the flag goes up. And I agree with Sichinga. I agree with Sichinga. flag went up immediately. 5 offsides for the Lesotho Defence Force, and Wanderers haven't been caught offside, and that just speaks to yes, Potsane. Do we get to see the second goal? But showing a quality, Sebenzile. Showing a quality. She stood firm. She narrowed the angle and made it very, very difficult for Ntabelengo Potsane. It was the two players, Masereti, finding Potsane. Potsane picked her head up and unleashed. But look at that. Sebenzile just smothers that. Pace of Potsane yet again, and this time it's another close shave for COSA. Another close shave. Ntabeleng Potsane has brought some vigor. She's brought some verve. She's brought some pace into this match. Ntabeleng Potsane. She's coming in the second half for Phuzile Molefe. A change that is so welcome. It's really a live wire. Here's another chance, wanting to make sure they get the insurance goal. Potsane yet again does well to stay on side and forcing the error. Goalkeeper comes out, and a lack of communication. Just, oh, there's Agnes. Agnes was showing a bit of footwork there. And Lerato Keme on the edge of the box. 3 of the players are seen to be in an offside position. Offside position. And Eliza Sechinga making sure that her flag goes up. Goal scorer Olga Libaking. Again, Agnes intercepts. Mafuzi. Agnes is available, but the goal scorer Libaking is available. But then Agnes comes out and is looking for those spaces. Lerato Keme on the ball, finds Agnes, and she's strayed offside. Agnes is strayed offside, and Agnes making sure that she keeps that pressure mounting, as Eliza Sechinga has been the busier of the two referees. Olga Libaking, she has really taken a bit of a hammering, is Olga. She's also grimacing in pain, but Sebenzile also, as the limp of the goal scorer, seems to be very uncomfortable. Yes, Olga Libaking, who got the goal in the first half, but we'll get to show you that a little bit later. Potsane has come in. She really wants that goal. She wants her name on the score sheet. They've pickpocketed the defense and guilty of giving away possession. But here's Potsane trying to pick it up. Very nippy since coming on. Tande Gambata will try and pick it up. It's Apelele as well as Welile Ndwandwe. Mafusi. Agnes. Strong first touch on Libaking. Welile will tidy up. Looking for Nomvula. Instead finds Agnes. Nomvula again. There's Nogutula. Here's the goal scorer, Olga Libaking, the 35-year-old. She's down. Her goal is what separates the two sides. She played the ball and sharing it, and I mean the left foot, the right foot, and then the rest is this is how we roll over. And she receives treatment on the side of the bench, and I mean in the touchline. She doesn't seem very comfortable at all, is Olga, being helped up on her feet. The coach will want to see this match out, and you can see how energetic he is. He wants his players to give a lot more movement on and off the ball, and that will keep them more warm. Olga Lebakeng, the 35-year-old. And on the other end, you can see how freezing cold that is. A much quieter bench. And contrasting reactions there by the coach. The other one very much lively. That is Lingana. And Percy and Co. with his technical bench a lot more calmer. Perhaps pondering where will the heroine come from to get them out of this effects, as Agnes stayed down after being clipped on the shin. Agnes. Player down there is Apelele going in and up against Agnes, and the trailing foot of Agnes on the receiving end. Imagine ice in this weather on your ankle. Oh, that's why I'm in the commentary booth. Players being helped off the park. And, it's been really a nippy day out at the Kingswell Stadium. And a throw-in picked up very quickly by Lerato Keme. Possession turned over to Manzini Wanderers. The team that loses out tonight can already start packing. They have one more match, but a draw will keep them in the match and keep them hopeful and maybe take it to the last day. Here's the player bandaged on both hands. One would wonder, is this just something that player likes doing, or does she really have a protection? It's Matseleso Nsasa, the 27-year-old. The goal scorer is up and about. Good to see her back in the thick of things. Here's a chance for Nolwazi to try and get level. Nolwazi forced out wide, which is exactly what the coach wants of the Lesotho Defence Force, forcing them out. That will be less dangerous to deal with. Nolwazi, and just running out of room. Nolwazi finding it very difficult to cut in. Bokang making sure that the players pushed out wide. Makabane up front has been calling for support and supply. They want to finish this and try and get the 2 goals that they need. The insurance goal is very much needed. Still hanging on a wire, and the free kick is given. All the speed to the attacking side, Nolwazi Dlamini. And the captain stayed down. Nsiti Gakanyo. Look at Nsiti coming from, and Nolwazi coming out worse for wear is Nsiti, but still flat on the ground. And Tsatsi, the Lesotho Defence Force captain. As we have a look at the bench, and one could look at that and say they still have an opportunity to bring in one more change. One more change for the Lesotho Defence Force. We've had Maserete come in as well as in Tabaleng. And for Manzini Wanderers, we've had Nogotula Ndlovu, who's come on for Nina. Coach looking on. He looks very, very calm about proceedings and warming up and making sure when she comes in, she gives her best. Is Lerato Mpo. Lerato Mpo will be one of those players that is very exciting and can be problematic up front. She has the pace. With 5 minutes to go to the 90, 1-0 is the scoreline. And double action, Lesotho Defence Force are in the lead with 3 points. We are in the round-robin stages, where points is what matters. Mamelodi Sundowns still sitting on top of the log and that's on goal difference. They have the same number of points with Double Action Ladies, who also won by 3-0. Sundowns winning by 6-0. So far the highest scoring team in the tournament. 1-0 is the scoreline here for Lesotho Defence Force. Potsane continued her run. One thing about very stalky players is the fact that it's very difficult to get the ball away from their feet. So we have a look at Masereti. Throw in. Ngimpile. She hasn't stopped running. When you look at effort and commitment, look no further than Ngimpiwe Cele. She's really a little tiger in that defense. Or tigress. It's the final change that is being prepared by the coach. The goal scorer is giving way. Olga Lieberking has done her job, and it is her goal that separates the two sides. Olga, and here is Leratompo. Lerato. That is the goal that separates the two sides. As we have a look at it one more time to remind you what a classic goal that was. Don't forget, we will get to see the beautiful goals throughout this tournament. And Lerato will come in and want to get onto the score sheet. Very exciting player is Lerato. With some defending to do, Agnes very, very focused. 2 minutes to go to the 90. Still very nervous moment. Tandega, you can't afford to have any mistakes or to make any mistakes. You got to be careful of Nomvula. If given an opportunity, she could pull one back, and it could be So we have a look at Mpulukeng, who's had a decent day at the office. Corner taken. And taken away. It is Apelele. And here is a moment for the equalizer! I spoke a few minutes ago and said if ever there's a person that can pull this one back, it's Nomvula Sanga. She had acres of space and left unmarked. What a way to concede. We speak of these critical moments of the match, and making no mistake, Nomvula Sanga. Again, Apelele, the combination of Apelele and Nomvula Sanga. Look at that, a mistake in that defense, and Sanga says, thank you very much. Picking a spot, and keeper could do nothing but watch that, acres of space, the numbers of players in the box forgetting to do the basic, which was to keep an eye on Nomvula. It is a goal, and 1-1 is the scoreline with not much to play for. Referee's optional time, 2 minutes to be added. They had so many opportunities to seal the match. We confirm the goal scorers, we confirm the scoreline. It's 1-1 at the Kingswell-Etini Stadium. Nomvula Sanga pulling one back. Absolutely marvelous moment for the player, the 33-year-old. Agnes. As Leratompo, who's just come on here in the second half, in the closing stages, finds herself up and about. Tibor Neal's got to organize the defense and protect her. Protect this goal. And Dolly is critical. 1-1 the scoreline. You have Makawane over the ball. You have Mafuze to aim for. Oh, and that ball being watched. Goalkeeper will chew the clock. Makabane taking the strike, 1-1 the scoreline. There was nothing to give between the two, and they equalized almost in the dying stages. 89 minutes. 89 minutes. Oh, that is heartbreaking. She is a heartbreaker, is Nomvula. Agnes, there's an urgency, and there's Apelele, and referee brings an end to this match. 1-1 is the scoreline after 90 minutes. Sadly though, when Lesotho Defence Force thought they were over the line, and Nomvula Sanga brought them back in this match, and there is hope. There's definitely hope in the team from Eswatini, Manzini Wanderers. Nomhle Simelane worked hard in this match, so did Ngimpiwe Kele. They never gave up. Welile, and goalkeeper Mpulukeng is in tears, but she does receive our lady of the match. She has put in a fantastic performance. Let's confirm the scoreline from the Kingswelletini Stadium. It's Lesotho Defence Force 1, Manzini Wanderers 1.
Durban is missing you. Let's take this time to recharge. Durban is waiting to welcome you after lockdown. Be energized by the ocean, beach, and bush. Discover Durban's adventures and tranquility. Play on the promenade and put the fun back in your life. Enjoy a township experience. Do the Inanda Heritage Trail. Explore Durban's cultural diversity. Stay at home and plan to create new memories. Visit Durban online. Durban's warm hospitality awaits you.
Here are the highlights of the first, that was in the first half. The goal that was scored by Olga Libakeng. Oh, just hitting that roof. Quality, absolutely from a different angle. With the left foot, making sure that the keeper had no chance. Fantastic effort by Olga Libakeng. That was the goal that set the cats amongst the pigeons. And fighting on was Manzini Wanderers in the second half. Defense splitting pass, trying to find Nomvula Sanga. Does, but she doesn't find the back of the net. And Pulukeng making sure that she narrows the angle and makes it very difficult. But the pace was definitely concerning of Nomvula Sanga. She wasn't done yet. And another attempt at free kick, also just getting it over the woodwork. It was Tibonile Dlamini, and that ball just missing the far right hand side rather narrowly. Apelele taking the corner. It was a bit of a hustle and a bustle in the box. Apelele again whipping that a little more deeper this time. Mistake in the area, but no mistake from Nomvula Sanga to pull one back and make it level in this match. 1-1 is the scoreline, and that's how it ends. Let's have a look at the stats, and that tells you the story. 7 goal attempts, 5 shots and goal for the Lesotho Defence Force. As one would look at the foul count as well, pretty even. No yellow cards, no red cards. Definitely great discipline. The referee had a very decent day at the office. 7 offsides in favor of Lesotho. They could have just held their run a little bit more, and maybe one would have got another goal or so. But let's take a break, and thereafter we will have Mbali Sigidi with the interviews after this.
I'm ready to explore KZN again, cruising along the banks of St. Lucia with the hippos.
Hey Gal, 5-star resorts and spas on Nottingham Road, KZN Midlands. Here we come.
I'm getting all pumped up in my 4x4 up Sani Pass.
We are so looking to the KZN skies with some hot air balloon action overlooking Giant's Castle. What could be better?
Sengiyazibona, waved, riding off into the sunset for a safari adventure with the Big Five at Mfolozi Park, especially to see the rhino.
KZN is yours to discover.
See it, believe it.
I'm pitch side here with our player of the match, and that, of course, is the goalkeeper of Lesotho Defense Force, Mpolokeng Motswana. Big congratulations to you. We could always run winning the player of the match.
Kitabula haholo wa the player of the match. Kata o leboha bohle, supporter ka rona. Kata o leboha our coaches. Above all, kata o leboha the team team. Kitabula haholo.
Mpolokeng, tell me how difficult it was to dlala in such wet weather today.
O bile boima haholo bapala. Bane no bata haholo, ne re freezitse, ne re suta ho bapala, no le moya, no le thata haholo.
Thank you so much. A big congratulations to you also.
Thank
you. That was our player of the match, Mpolokeng Motswana. The goalkeeper, of course, keeping the hopes alive for Lesotho Defense, but it would not be in the dying seconds of the game as Manzini Wanderers equalized, and coach is smiling because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Coach, a last-minute equalizer. Is that lapse in concentration from your side?
Hi, Noak. I guess I'm not going to I guess I'm not going to get up as I want. In Tabisitting a whole lot of Timiaga eba beze bolo yeo ke e tsebang yeo re trainne. So hey, last minute re qeta ho bua ka concentration re ba fa nako re ga avoid di corner, ga avoid di set piece, but anyway ke football ya etsahala ya bohlokwa go go fela ka nnete ke nnete ke ne ke hloka 3 points gore ke tseba ba le go ipea monyetleng o motle wa go ke di semi final even though ho sa ba jwalo ke ntse ke na le monyetla go go fela game ya ka ya go qetela ke sebetse hantle e ntse ke dumela gore ke tla e sebetsa hantle ha le mona confidence ya bona e khutlile ba khutletse bo boneng ba bapala boleo ke ba tsebang ka yona ke ntse ke na le hope yone ya gore game ena ya go qetela ya Manta khata sebetsa hantle mme wa.
Coach, you speak about playing Bolo ya Lona today. I mean, it only took 3 minutes for you to score, and it just looked like your team came with a much more positive attitude today. It's as if today you started on a clean slate, you had more strategy, you knew what you wanted out of the game, and it seemed like you knew their weaknesses as well.
Re la ga ba le monyetla gore ge ba shebelle ge bone di weak points tsa bona le di strong points tsa bona, so re plan re ba planetse hantle ge di fumane di chance tse ngata haholo ha ga di sebedisa hantle ke part ya game, so go re khutlela morao hape jwale go lokisa gore na di chance ya tsena tse re di fumaneng na re di comfort jwang.
Thank you so much, Coach. One more game, but you keep your hopes alive. Thank you so much, Coach. That is, of course, Coach Lingana of Lesotho Defense Ladies, and saying, look, we came to play our football, and we saw that certainly. Coach, last-minute equalizer. Coach, you've got to talk to me about it.
Yeah, ngijabule kakhulu ngendlela laba responde ngayo, especially in the second half. They show kube positive ukuthi nyalo sesifunana, sibakhombisa ukuthi as a team sesitsingana. Ngijabule kakhulu, I'm short of words because it's been long singayidlala ibhola singayikhahleli so eSwatini sihleli so kule performance laba yendako that's why you can't ukuthi most of the time labe benchini sesiyakhuluma sesiyashouta we were trying ukubakhumbuta because bahleli kakhulu bangayikhahleli ibhola so they are trying the girls to come back so sometimes siyazama ukuthi bakhuthata kancane kancane.
But is this the kind of positive attitude you need from your players? Because it's so easy for our players to have this courage. Mabon Gut, it's almost 90 minutes. But it seemed like your team was still fighting until the last breath. Because if it was not for that equalizer, coach, we would be saying goodbye to this team.
Yeah. Okay, and loku kahle ngabo labadlali lesinabo thina bama hard work. Kwecala lokhu sinebadlali laba hard work so lokhanza ukuthi batinikela ngenhlitiyo yabo yonke mabenda imvo so thina lokusitako eze eMaswati ngile fighting spirit lesinayo so we never give up nanabo abakake ba give up igame isaqhubeka so lesibakhuthathe kona half time sibatshelile sithi noma sesizama kungalungi akusho ukuthi sekuphelile ngabo lesi is a learning curve bayafunza and funa sibenze sibuye for the second time lapho sesitokhompitha khona for now let's try our best ukuthi singadliwa ngubobonke let's try to get points so unfortunately we are happy we have 1 point we look forward to the second game and the mountain to climb yes Sundowns game.
Ngiyabonga coach, all the best for the next game.
Thank you so very much.
And that is how things are shaping up in Group A. Sundowns is still sitting at the top, but both Manzini as well as Lesotho Defence sharing the spoils in this game, but keeping their hopes alive. As now it's going to come down to what happens between Sundowns as well as Double Action Ladies. Certainly, there's still hope for all four of these teams. There's no clear-cut winner as yet, and this is what we are building up to next. It is the teams that occupy the first two positions on the log, Mamelodi Sundowns and Double Action Ladies from Botswana. Can Double Action Ladies do a smash and grab of the top position of Group A? Well, we're certainly building up to that particular fixture, and that will kick off at 2 p.m. So make sure that you do stay tuned. But for now, we'll just take a quick break, but we'll be back for match number 2.